psychic art. What is it and how can we do it? In this video I'm going to be giving you a demonstration on how you can do it as well. So if you're interested in this subject, please carry on watching. Psychic art. What comes to mind when you think about that particular subject? Do you think of somebody sitting there drawing a portrait of a spirit guide, or a dog, or a cat, or a fish even? Yeah, those things come to mind because that is how it's portrayed in the psychic world. But in Seder practice, in witchcraft, it is totally different because we go by what we're shown and taught and what we learn. And so putting it down on paper comes naturally to us via things like sigils and runes and drawings of other things. So how much more when we sit in quiet, when we sit in meditation and trance, should it come naturally to put down these symbols and drawings onto paper? Now, I am a sort of artist, and I say sort of because the stuff that I do I'm never happy with, and that's a personal problem I have with my own art. And I think a lot of people feel the same way, that they don't feel that what they put on the paper is beneficial. And that's why this subject is so good, because it doesn't matter what it looks like, guys. It could look like nothing on earth, but it's the symbolism behind it, it's the energy behind it, and it's the message that's coming through. So like sigils, it can be weird shapes or whatever, colour-wise. What comes to you is personal and it's powerful. And if you put it on paper, it's usable. And so today I want to be demonstrating how I go about it, what I do, and if I've got time, the outcome. If you want to join in and do it, you can follow along. But the main thing that you need to do is to get yourself into that frame of mind, that calmness, that intent of what it is you want to get, but also opening up your chakra systems and relaxing the body and merging, so that you can then step up and meet your guides, your helpers, you know, even deity, whoever it is that you're seeking to help you to put it on paper. And you might say to me, why do you want to put that on paper? Why can't you just believe it in your mind? The reasons behind that, guys, is because once it's on paper, it's become physical, it's manifested. And once manifested, can be used over and over again. So you can keep your pictures or your diagrams or whatever it is that they're giving you and keep them for the same situations. They can be cleansed with incense and then used again. So that is a good reason for doing it. Another reason is to connect you more with spirit into the physical, knowing that you can bring through the power that's being given to you to put on that paper, to give to other people. And healing and abundance and all sorts of things can be achieved via this beautiful art. And I say beautiful because it's unusual. Now this is one I done just recently, and I don't know if you can see that on there very well. And yes, you might say to me, what on earth is that? Well, from what I gather, it's a type of salamander, and that is why I put the fire sign, because that is the element of fire. The colours come through to me as dark but different shades, and that is a way of getting through that energy. And what am I going to use it for? I don't know. This has been given to me. So it's going to go in my little book, and I'm going to start a series of these drawings. I'm hoping they're going to give me all of the elements so that I can have them there, and then maybe there's more to come in some sort of way. Who knows? When you go into the trance-like stage, you don't know what it is they've got to give you. When you first start though, guys, please do not be put off, because it can take time. You might sit there the first time and your pen will not move. And that can happen. But with practice and with the right state of mind, you will start to find it will move. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. It can be little squiggles here and there. What you need to do is use a pen so you can see it, and then go over it once it's done. And then you can paint it, or leave it as it is, or just do what you feel. Let the creative side of you come out into that. And then afterwards, it might not make any sense to you whatsoever, but it might be that you're doing a drawing or a painting that's going to be added to. So you might get the first part, and then next week you might sit and get the second part. So sometimes we leave that same picture on there and you add to it. You will know when you're doing it, because they will let you know, and you will get the feeling that you need to go back on it. Once it's done, you have it, and the power is in it. Now, with that one that I just showed you, to be honest, I feel that it's giving me the energy of fire. It's giving me the energy of going forwards with power, going forwards with nurturing, being fed that element to give me more oomph, to give me more of a, I don't know, to give me ideas, to make me walk forwards and do different things and stop stagnating. So that could be a personal message for me, to take on more of what I know I can do, but have been sitting on it. So that's where you need to look at it, guys. It could be just purely a message for you. And sometimes if you're a very artistic person, it makes more sense to have it come through like that. What you need to do first is to have a nice glass of water and get yourself into clothing that you feel comfortable in, so there's nothing like digging in or anything. Also make sure that you're not going to be disturbed at all. And once you've got into that stage, you then need to sit and meditate. Meditate on your chakras, bring in the colours and the energy, and you can draw it in from below and above and meet in the middle. And that is the way the Seder practitioners do it, and it's called the Wheels of Magan, and I will leave the link above, but I do have a video on it and it will explain a lot more on how to do it. Once you've opened up these Wheels of Magan, which are just like the normal chakras, but there's just a few less, they are powerful because you're not just bringing it down, but you're also bringing the energy up from the earth, so up, and you're meeting in the solar plexus, which is just above the belly button. And so those colours will merge together into a huge rainbow of, like, imagine a pinwheel going round and round and round, and that will be in the middle. And once you get to that stage, you will feel totally relaxed, but you will also feel like your limbs are going a little bit numb. And the next thing I need you to do, once you're in that stage, is to cover your head. The reason for that is it's what we do as Seders, and that's how I practice. You can use a blindfold or just a head covering. Make sure you do not open your eyes, because it's coming from a different realm and it's not you doing it. And that's the thing you need to understand. When you're doing psychic art, your hand and your pen is being guided by those spirits or deities that want to get what it is across. And if you are aware in any way, you're going to push the pen. It's natural. So you have to be able to hold the pen in a weird way as well, I will tell you, because if you do it normally, then again, you will be tempted to push it when you feel it move. Sometimes you can feel your hand moving and it feels like you're doing big movements. But if you open your eyes and look, there's nothing on the page. It's what you're feeling and what the power is doing, but it's not quite connecting to the paper. As you see it, you stop, open your eyes and you draw it. Sometimes that's how they want you to do it. They want to put your energy in as well as theirs. So you might feel like you're drawing a circle and then you open your eyes and there's no circle there. So you draw it with your eyes open. Draw the circle as you see it, as it's been given to you. Then close your eyes again and wait for the next bit. That way you will see a drawing appear. But otherwise is when they take over completely and just move your hand and it is drawing on the paper. Everybody that goes over to spirit, they may not have been brilliant artists, but they want to get it across. So the drawing comes out like that. Or they might be like Picasso and you might get a fantastic picture because it's not you doing it, guys. It's them. So there are two different ways of doing it. The first way, as I said, is if you get the picture but nothing's happening, you draw it yourself, what you're getting. And the second way is to let them do it completely. And then, of course, once it's done, you will know because they will stop it and you will start to come around. So when you've got your pen, and I would suggest a pen that you're going to get the ink flow out of really easy. So when you get your pen and don't hold it like that. Don't hold it as if you was on the page like that. You need to hold it like this, yeah, so that your arm is off of the piece of paper. Now if I hold it like that, you'll see what I mean. So if it's like this on your pad, don't hold it like that as if you were writing or drawing. You need to hold it like this, so that's on there and it can move freely and you're off of there. So you know, people say, well, how do I not know I'm actually doing it? Well, it's very difficult to do something with precision when your arm is like that. And it's also very difficult to hold your arm like that for a long period of time if you're not in trance. So that is the two things that will show you that it's definitely coming from somewhere else. And also it's an amazing feeling. And you've got your eyes shut and your arm is like that. And then you start to feel it moving. And it's like it's a really good feeling. And you know that it's coming from somewhere completely different, not from you. Some people say it's actually coming from you, but it's coming from your higher self. To my mind, that is spirit. That is the higher self. It is coming from an unknown source. And depending on what you get. Now, if you want to add to that and make it more interesting, you could write a question at the top. Write it in nice writing. Get that intent. So you could say, I am well, or I am physically well. You're giving that intent and it will draw a picture that will aid you in keeping that way, in making sure you stay that way. And you can put that picture in your bedroom or in the house, wherever it is you want to go. And that is an energy that will keep coming through. There's so much scope you can do with it, guys. You can get polymer clay, and if it's a small little drawing, you can carve it into your polymer clay, making discs, a bit like sigils. Instead of putting them on paper and in a book, you could make like little discs with these on and keep them, and then depending on when you need it, you just smoke them over with incense. I think art is a beautiful way of practicing your magic. It's a fantastic way of going within and letting the power of you come out and be established as material, coming into the world, coming in with a force of energy. And it's fantastic. Guys, if you've never done art, This is the best sort of art because it's something that you're not expecting, because it's not coming from you, and it's a spiritual picture. It can look like anything, but you're still getting that essence of art that you have taken part in, and is something that you can keep and look back on. But don't look at it and think, oh, that's horrible, because it's not yours. You didn't do it. You may do the bits afterwards, but you didn't do the original part of it. What you've been given is very divine. It's come from another area. And so you should acknowledge it for what it is. It is a symbol you don't understand, or a picture you don't understand, but it's something you can add your energy to and make something of it. From squiggles on a page to a picture, no matter what it looks like. You don't have to spend a lot of money on all the things that you need. A small thing of paint, a few brushes, some pens, and obviously an art book, and varnish, because if you get varnish on paper, it makes it like material. It's not so brittle, you can't tear it, and it will last. You may have to touch it up over time, but it will last. And it can be a big part of your practice. If you are swayed that way, it may be that the best way for you to connect to deity, instead of doing it with the words, instead of doing it with music, you do it with art and your intent, and you will see miraculous things happen. If you've got somebody on your mind who's sick and needs that help, visualize that person well, and you may get a picture of a candle. Draw that candle. That candle has life in it because you've put that power into it, just like a candle that you may light on your altar. So don't think of art as just something you're putting on a piece of paper. It's live, it's living, it's come from energy, and everything with energy is alive. And that liveness can help the world. Just imagine what could be done. Just imagine. Look at Michelangelo, what he did in that beautiful church or cathedral. Those paintings that he put on the ceiling of God and Adam brought an energy into the place. So if he can do that, what can you do with your magic in your little room with your altar and your power? What can you insight into your pictures or your clay work or whatever it is you're doing? Because that's another way you can sculpture with your eyes shut. And I often do that myself. So think about what it is you would like to get from this, guys. And once you get that idea, don't sit on it. Make sure you spend some time with yourself, getting in that state of being in trance. And then once you're in that state of mind, let the pen do its job. And then look at it afterwards. And the way I often do it is to go from bit to bit. So if you've got a squiggle and then another squiggle, join it up. Eventually you will get a shape or whatever. Who knows? But you will see what it is and what it means to you, and then just build on it. And if someone says to you, what the hell is that? You say, I don't know, but it come from another place, and so it has meaning and it has power, and I'm going to keep it because I'm lucky to have received it. When you can paint that and make it look in something absolutely spectacular with colours, going over it with deep pen, I don't know, have a go. You're not going to lose out by trying at the end of the day. I think that's really cool. I'm going to keep that. And that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. If you've enjoyed this and many of my other videos and haven't subscribed, please do think about doing so, for it will help the channel to get to more people and those that need to learn, that are looking for somewhere to go to learn. And thank you to my new subscribers that have subscribed. I really do appreciate it, guys. Welcome to the channel. Hope you get what you want from here. And to those that are always here commenting and supporting me and this channel and have done for a long time, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And so wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of the Lang.